Chicago. You're listening to Cold Sweat Podcast with your host, Kacie Diamond. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Cold Sweat Podcast. I'm Kacie Diamond, your host, and with me today is Hanna Cetkovic.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Welcome. And where can everybody find you on Instagram?
At Hanna Margaret.
Awesome. Today we're going to talk about how to work out without busting your budget. Just your butt. But first, we always do class I tried. And so Hanna and I tried a class at an event a week ago. It was with Hang 5 Fitness, and it's all about workout classes with a surfboard as your kind of apparatus, I guess.
Yeah, and you balance on it, so you're working all these little muscles, I guess, that you didn't know you had. Mm-hmm. It's almost like working out on a stability ball. Yeah. Or one of those half dome. Yeah, a Bosu. And so you're always kind of engaged. Mm-hmm. And if you stop focusing, you'll fall off.
Yeah. So we both have taken a class at Hang 5 Fitness, and we did the event. So which class did you take at Hang 5?
So I just took their normal surf class.
Okay. Yeah. I took their surf yoga class. Is that what you took? Okay. And then I took actually their bar class too. Okay. So they have a surf bar and a surf yoga.
I want to take their Kangoo jumps class.
I know,
They're these rollerblade looking things with springs on the bottom. And for whatever reason, I just imagine like running down the lakefront and just hopping around.
I know. I'm pretty sure I would definitely fall in that class. But I mean, it's all about the experience. And that's something like really fun. I really like Hang 5 and everything in Studio Fuse because they all are classes where they have special equipment that you couldn't do the workout on your own, which I think kind of adds something. Because sometimes don't you like ever feel like you're in a class and you're like, I could do this workout on my own?
Yeah, and they're all like new technology, I guess. So Sproing is like a cushiony treadmill. Yeah. Then Hang 5 has the surfboards, and there's two other gyms in there.
There's Kick at 55, and that's more of your like circuits, and there's different equipment that you use for that. It's more of what you would find in a gym. Yeah. And then there's the Yoga Space Studio. So that has the Kangoo jumps.
Kangoo jumps? I'm not sure.
And then they also have like glow in the dark yoga. So they make it worth your money to go there. Which I think is really nice. And I'm not saying that, like, if you go anywhere else, it's not worth your money because you could do it in a gym. I personally need somebody to be yelling at me, and I need a whole class to be doing it. Otherwise, I feel stupid in a gym just, like, throwing a ball around. But also, I just don't have that motivation.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. It's the novelty of it makes it worth it.
Yeah. And so I really like the Hang 5 Fitness because first of all, at the event we went to, it was very much like a surfing lesson. Like I felt like
you like lay on this board and you can fake swim.
And you're paddling, and then you have to jump up on the board. And I felt like I could go out and on the beach and start surfing, even though,
So I've actually taken a surf lesson once. Okay. And by no means am I a professional surfer. I stood up on it maybe twice, and it was in the very shallow water. Like I wasn't, whatever the phrase is for, I don't know, cutting waves. I don't know what you did.
I don't know.
Ride waves. I wasn't riding any waves. But what we did on land before we went out into the ocean was actually a lot of the movements that were in this class. So you would lay on it and do a plank, or lay on it and then spring up into kind of like a mini squat. So a lot of those balancing exercises actually were kind of what we did. So I don't know, maybe we could go surfing.
I feel like it's also like even more helpful than just being on sand because you have that stability element to it.
Because it's moving.
Yeah.
So it's almost better.
Basically, we're going to go out and surf after this, and we'll let you know how it goes. So I really wanted to also talk about the event we went to because I think that's a great segue into the main point of our conversation. So you were the one that found this event. Do you want to talk about how you found it, what we did there, everything?
Yeah. So I actually cannot stand email notifications. When my friends have email notifications, it freaks me out, and I'm like, can we unsubscribe to one thing a day? Like, just one thing, because I can't look at this. You have 10,000 emails.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Don't look at my inbox
But
right now.
as much as I love cleaning out my inbox, something that I do is like a rule. And so anything fitness related, I don't unsubscribe to, because sometimes if a studio has a class that's not filling up, they'll send an email to their distribution list saying, hey, by the way, this class isn't filled. Do you want to come? And so that's actually how I ended up finding out about this event. Was I was on the W's email list. And literally the last time I was there was my 21st birthday, which was 7 years ago. And I've kept their emails because I get all these emails about different events, but they just go to a different folder, and then I'll look at the folder later. So I found out about it that way, and then I told you about it, and then off we went. But it was totally free. They had like a donation for charity if you wanted, and they had a goodie bag for that. But that's how I found out a lot about free events, as well as like Instagram, Facebook, and then I'm an aSweatLife ambassador. So through that, there's a probably event basically every month. But if you go to aSweatLife.com and click on calendar, we have someone who maintains a calendar of basically all the events that everyone says they're going to, or hey, have you heard of this? They'll add it to it. So it's a Google Calendar. And you can filter by free or by location, and you can filter by all these different things. So there's kind of like this master list, which is really great. And there's so many kind of corporate stores that run weekly free things. So Patagonia does a yoga, Lululemon does a run club, all these different, Gallagher Way does a run club and yoga and HIIT. So there's all these different free things that are out there if you just know where to look.
Yeah, and so let's actually take a step back, because I want to talk more about like your role as an ambassador and really what that is. And first of all, like, what is your fitness journey? How did you become an ambassador? And all of it.
Yeah. So I want to say 3 years ago, aSweatLife used to host this monthly event at the Chicago Athletic Club. And it actually came up on my time hop the other day. One of my friends was like, hey, I follow this blog. Do you want to go to this event? And now looking back at it, and we're both ambassadors now, I'm like, wow. Like,
so that's how you
what happens in 3 years. Yeah, so we went to this event, and it was great. It was a fun workout. I want to say Emily Hutchins taught it.
Okay.
And just everyone there was so nice. And one of the things that you'll see at every single aSweatLife event is you're there to try new things. And if you've tried it, that's okay too. You can go back to a studio you like. But the second thing, which is really important, is introduce yourself to 2 people you don't know. So after you go to these events for a while, you start to know all the people there, and you kind of have a new crew of friends. So I just kind of kept going to these events and kind of spreading the word. And then a few years later, they started this ambassador program. And basically what an ambassador does is when there's events, they tell everyone about it. If people want to talk about fitness, they tell them about aSweatLife. They talk about the blog, kind of share the news. Now they have Sweatworking apps, so spread the word about that. But there was an application at like last year. So I've only been an ambassador for 1, but they've had the program for 2. And I got to the application, and I don't know what I was doing that day, but I used to go to all the events, right? And I opened up this application, and I want to say it was like 5 questions. Yeah. But one of them was like, it needed oomph to it. Yeah. It might have been like, what's your I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but I was like, nah, that's going to be too long. So then I saw all the people that I normally see at these events become ambassadors. I was like, oh man, I should have applied. So when it came around the next year, I bet it was all the same questions. I just had more time that day. I have no idea. But I actually filled it out, and it asks, obviously, name, age, handle, all that stuff. But then it's, what's your fitness philosophy? Like, how do you know about aSweatLife? Just all these kind of basic questions. And essentially my philosophy is I don't work out to get in a certain shape. I don't work out to, I don't know, get that peach perfect emoji of a butt. I don't work out to
the peach emoji.
Yeah. I don't work out to have a 6-pack. I don't work out to look a certain way. I work out to say, oh cool, look what my body can do.
That's
right?
Awesome.
So I kind of, and that's also why I try so many classes, because I just think it's fun to be like, wow, I tried that class and now I know I can run a mile in 10 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever it might be. Or, I tried a surf class and that was really cool. And I so I just like trying things to see like what my body can do. And it's more about just having fun doing it rather than, I ate a piece of cake and now I need to go work it off. Yeah. So you'll very rarely see, and I'm not an expert certified in anything by any means. I'm an expert in getting things for free. Yes. So you'll never really see me talk about like, ooh, this diet or try this, try that. I'm more about like, hey, there's a new thing to try. You should try it. Yeah. And like check it out, try new things. So so that's essentially how I became an ambassador. And the main responsibility of it is just spreading the news about the ambassadorship and about all the different events that are happening and kind of just spreading the word that fitness is fun.
Yeah. Is there any sort of time commitment involved with that, or is it really just going and doing your own thing and spreading the word?
It really the only requirement is to spread the word. Yeah. And even if you don't, I think that's okay too. No, but definitely check out the blog, check out the calendar for sure, and use that free filter. Yeah. And then they host events basically every month. So there's one coming up in July, and then there'll probably be one every month or so. There's an event.
Yeah, they're always. I mean, I feel like I started following them maybe a few. Like 6 months ago, I want to say, and I'm always getting emails about events, and there's always something going on, which is really great.
And those events are not free, but they're usually like $15, and if you buy it with a friend, then there's an additional discount, and there's always these goodie bags, and the goodie bags make it worth it. Like, these goodie bags are amazing. I live off of Skinny Pop and Luna bars from those goodie bags.
So how many times a week are you working out, and then what are you paying for, like, what your workouts?
So my Instagram, people are always come up to me like, oh my God, you work out so much, or I'll get messages being like, wow, like I wish I worked out as much as you or whatever. And I don't work out that much. I work out for 4 to 5 hours a week, so 4 to 5 days a week, sometimes less, sometimes more. And usually I do a pretty even mix of like paid versus not paid. So for example, last week I did a free Lululemon run club. Then I had personal training at Hard Pressed, which that one's kind of pricey, but I love it.
And personal training is always, the one thing that you're going to splurge on.
Yeah. I had a discount code for a yoga class. And then I also just did, I worked out in my work gym a day. So it's kind of an even split of paid and not paid. And then also, different events that come up. And if a bunch of my friends are going, then it doubles as, social hour and get a workout in. So I'd say on, a monthly basis, including the personal training, it's probably $300 a month.
Okay.
And then I don't ever really buy new workout clothes.
Okay.
So I know some people's fitness budget is bigger because they are always buying the newest and latest trendy workout clothes, and I definitely envy those people because I look at their pictures and I'm like, oh, I want a matching bra and pant set for every class, and it looks like they have a new one for every single post.
I know. Well, it's you kind of need one.
But it's so cute.
In the age of Instagram and everything, it's you can't post the same outfit more than once. And if you're gonna be working out all the time, that's the biggest trouble I've been having with the cold sweat Instagram is that I feel like I can't wear the same outfit, but I need to
I do it all the time. I have 2 pairs of Lululemon black pants. Yeah. A pair of gray, I think they're aloe, and then I just have a bunch of sports bras. But I definitely wear the same. It looks like I'm wearing the same outfit all the time, and that's okay because now I have more money for my personal training.
Well, right. Well, the big thing is do you have in-unit washer dryer? So I do not, and that is the big. I frequently run out of workout clothes, and so the more I have, the less I have to do my laundry. That would
probably make me buy more clothes if I didn't have an in-unit washer.
Yeah, I'm pretty lazy, and also, I never have quarters, so it's a give and a take. But I would say my fitness budget somewhat includes workout clothes. I do the Ellie subscription. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Is that which celebrity does that?
I I don't think any celebrities
really?
do it. Yeah, well, the Fabletics is Kate Hudson.
Does Carrie Underwood have one? Or she just has her own brand?
Carrie Underwood has her own thing. Trust me, I'll subscribe to them all at some point. But so I'm doing Ellie right now, and I really love it because it's every month you get a legging, sports bra, and a top, and it's $39.99. So it's not like I'm buying a new pair of Lululemon yoga pants every single week, but I still have at least a new outfit.
Do you have to keep it, or can you exchange it, or what happens? Can you pick pieces?
So right now, and they're still kind of growing. So right now I have it, they have it so that there's 3 outfits to choose from. So you can either each month like choose which outfit you like the best, or you can skip it for that month. So I have skipped it before because I'm like, I'm not really into it. I want to put that $40 somewhere else this month. So it's pretty, but I mean, and I would say, the quality is not going to be like Lululemon or Athleta, but I mean, for what I'm paying for, I definitely feel like, a new outfit every month is great.
Yeah.
I find it worth it, but I don't know. Again, like, that's somewhat in my budget, but it's also not a huge chunk of it. That's not what I'm really thinking about month to month.
Right.
I would say for me, I mean, I'm kind of at the end of my month right now, so I'm trying to figure out how to like rework my fitness budget. So right now I'm just doing ClassPass, and I have like the mid-level.
Yeah, and they just changed how the points work or something.
Yeah, I mean they're always changing it. So like, because people keep learning how to like cheat the system, and so they have to keep changing it. I feel like so it's a credit-based system, and so you pay, and it used to be class-based, so you would pay like $45, and you knew you got 4 classes that month. Okay. Now you get a certain number of credits, and then certain classes are worth more or less credits. The average is around 9 credits, I want to say, which is also new because it used to be 7. So they bumped it up so you can take less classes a month.
Oh, man.
I know. But there are others, like, if you're
Wasn't it like off-peak?
Yeah, so off-peak is going to be
points or something?
Yeah, so that'll be cheaper. And like if they, sometimes I'll just find a class, like you can search by credit. So I can be like, hey, I have 5 credits left this month. What can I take for 5 credits? Sometimes I find stuff, and if not, they roll over, which is nice. I mean, only like 10 roll over every month, so don't like not use your class pass for a month and then think that you're gonna get double the classes the next month. But I mean, it is a system that I'm like, I can get behind, I guess. And so I do that for the most part, but I actually feel like I wanted something that I could always turn to that's unlimited. So if I ran out of classes or whatever, where can I still go? And keep in mind, I also have a gym like in my building. So.
I have a gym membership as well, and it's just one of those basic gyms. It's $29.95 a month.
And this is in your office?
No, this one is by where I live. The one in my office is free. Well, it was a one-time ever fee of $50, like an enrollment fee, and then you can just use it. It's in our office building.
That's nice.
So I guess I have 2 gyms that I could use.
Yeah, I literally have a gym like in my apartment. Yeah, and it's. I mean, like I said, I'm not motivated if I'm not going to a class. So I'm actually considering so I used to do Orange Theory a lot. Mm-hmm. And first of all, it wasn't unlimited. Second of all, I just felt like it was beating down my body a lot. I didn't like the high intensity so often. So I'm actually thinking of switching and doing a yoga membership unlimited. So I'm actually in the talks. Thanks to aSweatLife, I have a sick discount at Core Power. So I think I might do an unlimited there and then like make that my main focus, and then like also keep trying out ClassPass classes because I know that's what I talk about on my podcast all the time.
And it's all about kind of finding your groove too.
Exactly.
I feel like fitness is kind of like reading. I feel like a lot of people, like in high school, right? You're forced to read. I don't even know what book did we have to read. In 5th grade, we had to read The Outsiders.
Yeah, I
A Wrinkle in Time, I think, was in 6th grade.
I never read that.
I'm not sure. But every year, you had that required book that you had to read. And then a lot of people grow up thinking that they don't like to read because they don't like those books and they didn't like those assignments.
Yeah.
And then then you tell them like, hey, there's this whole library and there's this whole world out there.
Yeah.
And you could get all these books. Just find one you like. Like, don't waste. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it by the 20th page, just go find a new book. And that's kind of what I feel like fitness is like. If you don't like Orange Theory, then go try yoga. And if you don't like yoga, go try walking on the lakefront path. There's so many things out there. Mm-hmm. And no one should say that they they don't like working out. It's that they don't like what they've been forced to do.
I know. It's so true. I actually read an article recently, and I think it goes back to also what you're saying about, like, you don't work out to, like, reach a certain, like, fitness aesthetic. Yeah. And also, a lot of people think of fitness as a punishment. Like, I ate that cake, I need to go work it off. Right. And it's because when we grew up, it was like, you have to run the mile in PE class. Right. You have to do this. It wasn't a choice. Yeah. And so people, like, have very negative feelings towards fitness, when in reality, like, once you find that class that you love and that you enjoy going to and you get those endorphins, it's like, it shouldn't be a chore.
Right. It should be just something fun that you're doing. You have X amount of hours after you leave work or throughout the day, and you should say, like, just how you want to go watch that movie on Netflix. Wow, I want to go work out because it's fun.
Yeah, especially, like, and that's the other thing. I think classes can be so fun. There's, like, that sense of community, especially once you get to know people, like you were saying, like, when you get to know people at aSweatLife, it's, like, it's a social thing, too. Once you, like, isolate yourself, and I'm like, okay, I'm going on the elliptical for an hour because I gotta burn calories.
Those
like
2 cheese fries, you gotta go.
It's so sad because that's really, like, all about, like, about what you burn when you're on the elliptical for an hour. But I mean, once you, like, really get focused in, like, that stuff, it becomes way less fun. So another great thing about aSweatLife is that they did these surveys about how much people are spending in Chicago. And so I thought it was so interesting that people were talking about what they were spending and why. And a lot of people, or I guess a fair amount of people, are incorporating, like, that their clothes budget into fitness. And then there's classes and gym memberships, personal training, and they're talking about why they do these things. And so I don't know, what something that surprised you, I guess, about or was there anything that surprised you, or was it pretty much like?
So I think what surprised me was there were a few with, like, really high clothing budgets. And I remember a few years ago, I won't say her name, but my friend, she had a New Year's resolution, right, to get in shape, or whatever in shape means, right? You're already a shape, okay, but get in shape, in quotes. And she's like, yeah, and I just bought these dumbbells, and I just bought a yoga mat, and I just bought these blocks, and I just bought these DVDs. And she was telling me everything that she, like, bought, right, in order to get in shape. And I was just like, no. Like, return all that. Stop it. Just, you have your body. Like, set a goal of walking around the block after dinner, or doing 10 squats before you leave the house. Like, your body is already enough. You can do push-ups, you can do crunches. There's all these movements that you could do with just body weight. So it's definitely surprising when there's, like, the equipment and clothing purchases.
And shoes is another thing. I guess I'm not a professional runner. I don't run marathons. I've never even run a 5K. So, like, for me, like, incorporating shoes into my monthly budget does not make sense because shoes are so expensive. But some people are. I mean, like, and it does affect the way you work out. I'm learning more and more about that, about, like, if you're going to be lifting weights, you apparently need to be wearing Converse. So.
Or be barefoot. Like, that just seems dangerous to me when I see people barefoot lifting weights. I'm like, what if you drop it on your toe?
But I guess it is actually, I mean, that's a logistical thing, but like, it's actually more dangerous to be wearing, like, the shoes. Yeah, to be wearing the shoes with, like, a lot of padding that are for running or whatever it is. So, I mean, I don't pay for shoes every month except for, like, fun shoes. But
I don't know. How much do you have to run a month to, well, what do they say? You replace them every 100 miles or something?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the amount is. But so I think if people that are incorporating shoes into their monthly budget probably are running a lot, I would think. Or they just really love the newest.
Yeah, my boyfriend,
I'm not sure.
He runs, like, marathons and triathlons, and he always is like, oh, I bought a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Well, if it's for injury prevention, I can get behind that.
Yeah. I don't, I mean, first of all, yoga is barefoot or, like, Pilates or anything. So, yeah, that's definitely not in my budget. And then the other thing that kind of surprised me is, like, people also include, like, or at least this article was including, like, food and drink in that, because there is that aspect of, like, the healthy food, the healthy drink. And let me tell you, Smoothies are so upcharged.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. I went to Joe and the Juice, which I love, but I bought like 2 smoothies from there, for like one for me, one for a friend. It was over $20, and I cannot believe that.
Yeah, I always try to put blinders on in studios that have juice bars, because if you get the class and then you buy a smoothie and then you might have Ubered there and you might be Ubering home, that all of a sudden makes your hour like $50.
Yeah. So I guess what are some certain things that you do besides putting on those blinders to like really cut down on the money that you're spending on a week at the working out, I guess? So
some tips and tricks, if you will. One is set a goal to use public transit. So I have a monthly venture card, so I try to use the L as much as possible. If I can't, I try to use public transit at least one of the ways.
Yeah.
And then if that's not possible, just because the location's weird, Uber Pool Express, which started like a month ago. So you definitely have to allocate more time to get there, but then your ride's like $3 instead of $15.
Yeah, and I have to say, one of the things that really limits me in where I work out is my location. Like if I'm choosing a workout class, I'm more likely to choose it in like River North, Gold Coast, Old Town, because I live
right there
in that area. So I mean, how far are you traveling for workout classes?
So honestly, it's kind of the same. So I live along the red line, and so if it deviates probably more than a half mile off of any of the red or brown stops, I'm probably not going unless it's a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to take the adventure. But that's all about kind of the analogy I made earlier about the books and finding the right fitness. Like, if you don't find the right thing, you're not going to go.
Yeah.
And so
well, that's the whole thing about...
Make it convenient, make it something you like.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about a gym. I used to belong to Equinox, and honestly, it's not far from my apartment, but it was a little too far.
Right.
And so I didn't want to get up and go or, like, whatever. And I switched to FFC, which is literally around the corner for me, and I went every single day.
Well, and then it's going to make it worth it, right? Because if you're, so it's a little bit farther and you're never going, then all that money's just going down the drain.
I know.
And then if you pay a little more for it to be closer, but you go every day, then that brings it down to like $5 a day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it definitely, I always think of things in like cost per usage because, there are so many things, especially like clothes and all that. But I mean, classes, it's like, okay, especially if you're buying an unlimited, then you can get the most.
Whittle it down.
Yeah, you can get the most out of that membership as you possibly can. If you're paying like for classes, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. But, and then there are also like packages. So obviously the more you spend, the more you're going to get out of it.
One of my favorite studios that runs package deals, I want to say, like every other month, or I don't know, maybe seasons, like they do spring cleaning and summer specials and fall, is Sweat. I've been going there off and on for like 2 years. I've never done the same workout twice, which I love. I love variety, clearly. But it's just one of my staples. Like if I get into a funk or I'm just like, cause it's right off the Clark and Division stop. So it's really convenient for me. It's like a middle ground between work and home. Yeah. And so if I'm just like, I want to like get in a groove, I'll go there for like 3 days in a row at 5:30 or whatever time that class is at, 4:25, 5:30 maybe. But that's one of my studios that I always go back to.
Yeah, and so first of all, they're on ClassPass, so you can always get there on ClassPass. But then I went there and they kind of realized that I went there, and then they were like, hey, we noticed that you came. Here's 3 classes for $36. Right. So
they're really good at retention promos.
So exactly. So then I took those, and then I kind of took some time away, and then I think only a month or so later they were like, hey, we think this would be a great package for you. Here's 3 more packages or 3 more classes for $36, and I'm like, all right. And that is a great workout. I think I like that they mix it up there.
Yeah. Now, I've never done the same workout twice. I want to say last month I went in and we had to jump rope for one of the stations. And I was like, I never even realized there's jump ropes here.
I did that once there, too.
Idea.
And I was scared that I didn't know how to jump rope. Because
a lot of people ran on the treadmill instead.
Really?
And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And I'm usually wearing a top knot. And I was like, oh, it's going to keep getting stuck in my top knot. But I did it.
Yeah, I also was scared that I was going to hit somebody because it's one of those classes where you find your own space, right. And so like I'm like trying to like not hit anybody with my jump rope, and I did it a few times. I used to be like so good at jump roping in elementary school,
yeah.
But
Double dutch?
Yeah. Or did you ever have to do like the jump rope for heart?
No.
It was a fundraiser for the American Heart Association, and like you jump rope, and it's kind of like a marathon of jump roping, but you do it with your friends, and then raise money, and then
like a walkathon with jump rope.
Yeah, oh. And then there's some kids doing double dutch in the corner, and then I'm practicing my little like crisscross jumps.
I can't do crisscross. I can do the basic single jump. Yeah. So when you're little, you do the double jump, I think.
Oh.
So I can do like the single jump, like a
fast
little boxer.
Yeah. But jump roping is actually really good for you.
There's actually a jump roping class that is new at Studio 3. And it's on ClassPass at, I want to say, River North Gym. The Instagram handles Get Roped.
Yeah.
And so it's insane what this girl can do with jump rope.
I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like they're running it as like a special event that's happening right now, so you have to kind of look for it on their website, but I do know what you're talking about. I would be scared to try like this, but
I feel like I could just keep jumping, and it's like in bar class. I went to like a what was it, brawl at the Barcode, and okay, I am not coordinated. Okay. I was on High School Palms, and I was a sympathy edition because I tried out multiple times, and I finally made it on, and I am not good. You do not want to see me dance. And so I'm in this brawl class, and it's kind of like choreographed kickboxing, and literally for part of the class, I was just jumping, and in yoga, when you're tired, you can just do child's pose.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know what to do when everyone's jumping around. So I was like, well, I'll just keep jumping.
Yeah.
So I was doing jumping jacks like in a circle and just like facing the way that they were facing because I just didn't know what was going on.
Oh my gosh. Were you kind of like, were you frustrated by that, or were you more just like, this is fun, but I don't know what I'm doing?
So I do wish that there would have said like, hey, if you get lost, like do this. Yeah. Kind of like in yoga, if you get lost or you're whatever, like do child's pose or do whatever. So I do wish I maybe would have known something to do. I know in Shred before one of the instructors said like, just match their height. So like if the people are standing, just be standing and do something. And if the people are doing push-ups, like just do a plank or something. So be at the same level so it's not distracting.
That's a good tip for anybody in any class that doesn't know what they're doing. Just like match the height of the people around you. Like just,
So I just jumped around in a circle. I did catch on to parts of it. And I would go back. Like I liked the music. I liked the class. And the people that got the choreography looked great.
I know. Yeah.
So I would definitely go back.
I love
But yeah, I just jumped in a circle.
Yeah. I love that class, but I also use my dance background a little bit to like retain the choreography. So it does help. But I mean, you're a trooper if you like if you like have no like background in like remembering dances or anything. It's definitely hard. And like boxing is so different too because there's the different types of punches. Yeah. And then they don't really, I don't think they go over them. I mean, they kind of in the warm-up.
Like mimic them.
In the warm-up, they do them all slower, I guess. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, you're like doing kicks and jumps and.
And I think it's just a lesson for kind of all classes, or like anyone that wants to try something new. Just go do it. Yeah. Okay. Just show up. And I've never shown up to a class and like felt stupid or like felt like people were eyeing like daggers at me because I didn't know what was going on. They're there for themselves. Yeah. They don't care.
It's so true.
They don't care what you look like.
I feel like in most classes, I'm only paying attention to myself. Right. If I really had no idea what was going on, I'd maybe look around. But like Not really. I mean, even when I don't know what's going on, I'm usually just paying attention to what I'm doing. So you have to, like, remember that most people aren't looking at you.
No, they don't
probably,
care.
like, nobody's looking at you. So, I mean, like, the worst that can happen is that you go and, like, you jump around and jumping jacks.
Around a circle. Or, like, run club. So one of my friends ran her first half marathon. And I used to run. I've done a few marathons, half marathons. But I haven't run in a long time, which sometimes surprises people, but I can run slightly faster than I can walk. And so I was like, you know what? That was really great that she did her first marathon. She trained all this time. She did great. And I think I want to get back into running. So I decided I wanted to go to all these run clubs.
Yeah.
And I show up, and they're asking around the circle, like, what pace do you want to run at? And they get to me, and I was like, oh, like a 9:30, 10:30. And the girl was like, what are you talking about? Like, you look like you're running. I was like, no. Like, this outfit, this is like a fake it till you make it outfit, okay? Like, I cannot run. And I was literally the last person that came in to, like, the finish line or, like, where we re-met. But, like, it was fine. This lady ran with me. She was just like, oh, yeah, like, don't worry, and, like, motivated me along.
Yeah, they always have hype people.
Right, yeah.
You'll never be lost.
Yeah,
like.
That's what the trainers are there for, and even, like, other people that are just, that go regularly. Like, they don't want you to go home feeling defeated. So if there's anything that you ever want to try, just go try it. And there will be people there to support you.
So getting back to budgets really quickly, a lot of events happen in the summer. Yes. So I kind of want to talk about, like, what's happening in the summer, and then what can we do when it's not the summer to save money?
I know. So that is definitely a issue that we run into, right? Because in Chicago summer, these 100 days that we have, I feel like all of the gyms and all of the places and all of the parks run these awesome free events. So
that's also nice because you can be outside, so you aren't paying for a space.
Yeah.
Really, I mean.
And so there's, like, all these, like, Gallagher Way has a run club on Saturdays. The various Lululemons have run clubs on different days. Fleet Feet has run clubs on different days, which actually that's probably a bad example because I think the run clubs actually do run all year long. But I'm not running outside in the winter, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is.
But, like, Shred does workout in the park. Millennium on Saturdays has workouts in the park. And you can find all of these by filtering to free on the aSweatLife.com calendar. And also on my Instagram, I have a little, what are those called? Highlights of free workout events. I also have one for charity events. So you can find a lot of these that I'm talking about on there. But in the winter, you're right. In the winter, they all kind of go away. And so what I try to do for the winter is a bang for your buck. So similar to like the aSweatLife events, and obviously they'll have events in the winter too. But I was talking about how, like, their goodie bag makes up for it. Yeah. So in the winter, what I try to do is, one, stock up on a lot of the promos that are happening in the summer. Because they usually expire like 6 months or however long. So stock up on, like, some of the summer promos and use them in the winter. Also, for whatever reason, there seems to be more charity events in the winter. So a charity workout is going to run you the same cost as just buying a single class, right? But the charity classes have goodie bags. So you're helping a good cause. Yeah. Okay. You're getting a workout. And you're getting a bomb.com goodie bag.
Yeah, I like the way you think.
Yeah, so I try to get some bang for your buck there.
Yeah, and I mean, do you think it's even worth it to, like, join a gym in the winter? Like, is that when you're going to be getting the most for your money, do you think? Or
probably. I mean, I definitely don't use my gym in the summer. But I keep the membership around. It's $29.95 a month, so I keep it. And that's a great point. I definitely use my, I don't know what to call it, big box gym, studio gym, traditional gym membership.
The gym gyms.
Yeah, the gym gyms. I use that way more in the winter. Yeah. Same with the gym at my work. I use that more in the winter too, because then I'm already going to work. Yeah, so I'm already in the building.
You don't have to, like, go outside to work. I don't have
to put my snow boots on, my floor length parka, take it back off, change, put it back on.
I know.
Like, it's such an ordeal to work out and commute in the winter. So definitely my work gym and the gym close to my house, I use way more.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so let's move on to our game, because speaking of like stocking up on promos, I created the Price is Right intro offers. So basically, I'm going to name some intro offers at some local studios, and then you're going to guess how much they cost.
Okay.
And I
feel like I'm going to be good at this.
I know. And I think I think that I mentioned one of them earlier, so that's a little hint.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Okay, so, and I'll tell you what you're getting out of it, too.
Okay.
So for SoulCycle, 2 classes intro offer.
I feel like that's probably not even a discount. It's probably $60.
No.
Oh.
It's $30. So you basically...
Oh, so 2 for 1.
2 for 1, yeah. Which, I mean... Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, because they don't give you a discount any other time, right?
I know. Yeah.
Even their memberships, I think...
Well, you can't even do like an unlimited membership there. You just have to pay for classes.
Yeah.
So. I love SoulCycle, but they...
I like their
suck
bikes.
Me dry. Yeah.
That's definitely a differentiator between the different cycling studios.
Is the bikes.
Yeah, the bikes.
I agree. I like their bikes the best.
Some studios, those seats, I need to bring I don't even know, butt pads. 'Cause it really hurts.
Studio Legree, first class.
Free. No. $15.
Yes! Pure Bar, first class.
Pure Bar, first class. I'm going to go with the same $15.
So close. $10.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I saw that online when I was researching this, so I'm going to assume that it's true. Okay, Flywheel, first class.
Oh, they probably are similar to SoulCycle, so $30.
Flywheel first class is free.
What?
Yes.
Oh, that's like one of the last. It's like a unicorn.
I know. Have you been to Flywheel?
Yeah, I like it.
And you didn't use your free class?
I know. Wait, that's fantastic. I feel like when I first moved to Chicago in 2012, all of these studios were, I mean, there's probably some already, but a lot were popping up, and they would all do first week free.
Yeah.
And that is like a thing of the past.
Or is it?
Yeah,
we'll see
apparently
in the rest
not
of my
at Flywheel.
Yeah, I mean, Flywheel, actually, though, it almost turned me off that their first class was free, because I'm like, well, why is it different from the other cycling classes then? Like, why do I want to go?
They're actually one of my favorite studios. I like their leaderboard.
Yeah.
I like their bikes.
So I cannot do the numbers thing. Like,
What
don't
numbers
like
thing?
the leaderboards and the torque. Like, I prefer, that's why I really like SoulCycle, because you're keeping up if you're going with a beat. And
that's because you're a dancer. I don't know beats.
Yeah,
that makes no sense to me. I'm just pedaling.
I get so caught up in the numbers at places like that, and it's like, I know, like, I personally feel like it's better if you just keep up with what they're doing, regardless of the numbers. So if they're all going fast and you can't go fast at their resistance level, take down your resistance a little bit.
Or, follow my lead and just stand when they stand and sit when they sit. Try to touch back when they touch back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's the hardest part, because I'm still getting used to going really fast and then doing the tap backs. And it takes coordination.
So, I finally figured out how, I think, to do it right. Mm-hmm. I think I was doing it wrong for a long time. And so you're supposed to almost get a hamstring stretch out of it, right?
I have no idea what the tap backs are about. I just think it's a choreography thing.
I think there's a function to it.
Well, I always thought it was I feel like any of the choreography kind of helps incorporate your abs a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was more of almost like a reverse crunch a little bit. That's how I think of it. I don't know if I'm right. I'm not an expert. I'm just an enthusiast.
Yeah. So. We have no initials next to our names.
Well, you have MBA, but that won't help you here.
No fitness initials.
All right, so Sproing, first week of classes.
Free.
Yes! Everybody should go try it. I tried out my first Sproing class, and we're actually going to do a whole episode on Sproing coming out.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
It's like imagine being strapped to a treadmill that doesn't move. It's cushioning.
And it's a mat.
Yeah.
Like you're just running on a mat, but not like a yoga mat,
but
like
because there's
like a gym, like a
like
gymnastics mat.
Yeah,
like something that would like keep you from hurting yourself if you fell.
Like if you ever saw like NFL players running on a treadmill, don't they usually strap them to it and then they like run real fast?
Really?
It's kind of like that.
Well, I guess that would be the same point, which is like they want you to run so you're not like hitting your heel on the ground, so you're going for it. It's more like you're running outside or without a treadmill. They really actually sprawling is about like they simulate like running on the beach, so it's like supposed to be really good for you. But again, we'll talk about this whole thing on another episode because I'm so excited about it.
It's a cool class.
Okay, Barry's first class.
25.
No.
15.
30.
So
they don't do.
I had them confused with
SoulCycle. Yeah, they don't do any like promos or anything. And I even tried to like sign up and then leave it for a little bit to be like, hey, we saw you're gonna sign up. Here's a free class. They did not.
I did do their. So I used to live down the street from their Lincoln Park location, and I did their new member star icon. Maybe it's like 12 a month. Whichever one it is, and I did that, and that brings it down to 20. I don't even know, 25 a class or something.
Yeah, but you have to buy 12.
But after that, at the time, you know how you just get used to how you look, right?
Do I don't know.
So at the time, I thought I just like looked the same. But that month that I did, or no, actually maybe I did unlimited. I forget. I did a new member something there.
I think that
I looking back at that time frame of when I did that membership, I was looking good. I had abs.
Yeah, Barry's is a great workout, I have to say. I mean,
I'd say it's worth. I think that one's worth it.
I've gone once and I really enjoyed it. So maybe I'll shell out another $30.
Yeah. Anytime people are doing charity classes there, I always go. And even if they're not charity classes, and my friends going, they're like, "You want to come? I'll go." So I've never not liked a class there.
We should all follow you, so when there are charity classes, we can go.
Add it to my highlights.
The barcode first class.
15.
Close. 12.
Oh, 12.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah. Studio 3 first class.
Free.
So this is kind of a trick one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So technically it's $15.
Okay.
But usually, and we had Nicole on, who's from Studio 3, if you follow anybody that works for Studio 3, they can give you a code for your first class free.
So follow those trainers is another
follow
trick.
Everybody. I mean, especially because of my Cold Sweat Instagram, I've started following like all these local trainers and fitness instructors, and I'm learning so much about each of the studios and like what they have to offer, which is really cool. It's a little taste of, so you get some interest going in. Core Power first week.
For $30.
Free.
What?
Yeah.
Man, I did just get married, so maybe I can use a new last name. Will that work? I have a new email and everything.
Yeah, you should.
I've never been here before. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, did you do, so Studio 3 has a membership for like brides to be. You should take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Even
I'm already married.
I mean, you have the ring. It's fine.
just take it off.
Just walk in there and be like, I'm getting married.
Shredding for the wedding.
That's the other thing. If you're getting married or if you're having a baby or just had a baby, there are so many promotional things out there for you. Take a look. Or if you aren't in those life stages, pretend you are. Title Boxing Club first class.
Free.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep running with free now.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that free was a thing of the past, and apparently it is not.
Not always. So, Sweat first class.
15.
Yeah. And then you usually get that offer for 3 classes for $36. Okay. For Yoga 6 first week.
30.
Close. 20.
Okay. That's good for a week.
Yeah, it's unlimited too. So
I like their deep stretch class. It's on like Sundays.
I should probably take that class.
You hold every position. At least the ones I've taken, they use a lot of props, which is fun. And then all
like
the
what
positions.
Kind of props?
Like, you know those? They almost look like pillows. And maybe they are pillows. Like if you were like sitting at a coffee table and you had like floor pillows, they're almost like that. I don't know what their names are. And then there's like blankets and blocks and straps.
Okay.
There's this pillow thing.
Okay.
It's like kind of heavy. I'm not sure.
I'll have to look for it.
I don't know what
when
the
I
name
go
of it
there
is.
next.
Yoga pillow maybe.
I'll Google it later.
But all of the positions you hold for longer, and it's crazy how different some of those stretches feel when you're holding it for a minute versus holding it for 5 seconds.
I know, and that's the other thing. Like all of these classes, like they do maybe 5 minutes of stretching if you're lucky, and you really do need a class like that where you're holding things for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
Orange Theory, first class.
Free.
Yes! I do like Orange Theory, and I felt like, like I said, I don't like going by the numbers, but if you do go by the numbers in Orange Theory, I think I got more out of it. But like I said, it was just doing too much to my body.
One of my friends has a membership at Orange Theory, and I was always kind of surprised by it because I was like, in Chicago, there's so many options, and Orange Theory is like a huge franchise.
Yeah.
And her reasoning makes so much sense to me. So she travels a lot for work, and your membership carries over to all of the locations. So I was like, well, that makes a ton of sense. If you're traveling every week, Monday through Thursday, to literally all over the country, and there's usually an Orange Theory there. So that makes a lot of sense to me. But I think if you are just taking it in Chicago, then probably like mix it up.
Yeah. My sister lives in New Mexico, and they have an Orange Theory. And if there's an
everywhere.
Orange Theory in New Mexico, there's an Orange Theory everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Okay, last one. Salt Fitness, first month unlimited.
I'm unfamiliar with Salt. Oh my.
So I was too until I started upping my Instagram game. So it's this studio in Wicker Park. And they do, I believe it's like bar and cycling. Okay. And it's very trendy. I honestly, like I said, I
like the name.
It's like, I feel like it's like you're worth your salt or something.
Yeah. Or like,
I don't know.
Isn't sweat salt? Like you sweat out salt?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a thing? Is it?
Yeah.
What's in there?
That's really what it is. Yeah.
Again, we didn't study this.
Yeah, so we'll have to ask. Maybe I'll get somebody on the podcast to talk about the name because I would like to know. But it's this really cool fitness class in fitness studio in Wicker. Like I said, if I were branching out more, I would have gone by now. They're on ClassPass, so I'll get there eventually, hopefully. And it looks really interesting. So their first month unlimited is $49.
For a month?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wish I lived right next door.
Yeah. And then I don't know what their actual monthly unlimited is, but then one class is $28. So that they don't have like an intro for that. So it's like if you're going to buy one class,
just buy a month.
You may as well just do the month and then there you go.
Price per workout down.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Do you want to remind everybody where to follow you and how to get all the great free classes?
What I like to call the master calendar is on aSweatLife.com, and there is a calendar link at the top, and you can filter for free or filter to all the other categories as well. And then on Instagram, I'm at Hannah Margaret. And I have a highlight reel of free classes, workout events, charity events, basically anything fitness related that I stumble across on the gram or on Facebook, I'll try and post there as well.
Awesome. And you can follow me at Cold Sweat Podcast on Instagram. If you have any listener questions, because if you'll notice, we didn't have any today, email me at coldsweatpodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM me, or, I don't know, send me a pigeon.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, whatever.
Teleport, whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, we're not the experts, but I try to have experts on as much as possible. So I'm happy to pass along any questions that you have. This is a great resource for you all. And then don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to rate us because we need it. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.